Okay, here's a little secret to the trades. This is how you find stuff cheap. You always go in the back here at Lowe's. And this is where they keep this stuff. All right, now I thought I was gonna get lucky. Now there's a bunch of 2x4s. They're all a little twisted. You know, this is interior framing lumber right here. But you can buy this. You can buy this for 75% off, okay? And obviously, there's a bunch of crap wood right there. Definitely damaged. No value. There's no value here. Okay, but I thought I was gonna get lucky. Oh man, I already asked the manager and they said no way. They said no way on this. I thought I scored big time. And plus with my military discount, trying to get 85% off, it would be 75 plus 10, 85% off on this. And guess what I need? Rebar. A lot of it. Oh man, look at it. Look at all the rebar. Look at all this stuff, man. Oh. And guess what I was told? Because see, this is what I was looking at, the SOS return. And I thought it was for this whole cart. I was wrong. Nope. They said it's what they call in stock. They just haven't restocked it yet. And this was just inbound inventory. They just stuck it back here for temporary until they get it stocked because it's so heavy. And they said they needed to make room down where they normally display it. But see, I thought when I walked in here this morning, I said, oh shit, there's rebar back there. You never, ever see rebar in the SOS returns. You just don't see it. And then when I walked in here this morning, man, shit, I almost shit in my pants. I said, let me go get a deal. Let me go get a deal on this stuff, okay? Because I'm gonna show you. Let me do something here. Let's go find out how expensive this stuff is. I've already looked at it. And then too, for the form, you got to have those steel rods or 2x4s to support the form, correct? Right. We're almost there. But yeah, here's another thing that you got to have is the rods that you can screw from the back to hold the forms, you know, in place and knock them into the ground. And then that way when you concrete sets up, you can take these things apart pretty easy, okay? But here they are. Look at this. Here they are. Look at this big long tube, see? It looks like 3 foot a yard. Look at the price of that. That's per piece. Okay. These short ones, they won't work. And they come in a pack of only 6-inch bar ties. Those are the ties. And then these are the shorter ones. These are the long ones. So anyway, I believe this is the right price for this, but still expensive. And remember I was telling you about this wire? Look at this. Look at that. That's per roll. $300 per roll. And what are these? What's the length on it? 150 feet. Is that right? Okay. Well, still, I would need, like I said, I would still need quite a few rolls of that. I didn't realize it was 150 feet. I don't believe that's 150 feet. There's no way. Looks like 50 feet. But anyway, I digress. Now, that's for the skinny stuff. This is what's back there. $7.88 a piece. If you buy in bulk, $7.09. You save $47.40 if you buy it in a pack or whatever. But so there's the deal. That's what's going on. But anyway, I didn't get a deal. Oh well, but this is where I come to get all my stuff. And when I do find a deal, I do find a deal. Remember, that framing lumber I found, all that, the 11 pieces, the 12 footers by 8 inches, shit, 32 bucks and some change. And they got the lumber now, man. I think the supply and demand thing is over with. But anyway, remember, you always want to look back here for deals and see if you can find materials cheap. But it looks like they're doing a lot of restocking. A lot of restocking is going on. See, you can buy, this is how you buy stuff. Little boo-boos. See, this is 75% off. In fact, pretty big damn piece of lumber right there. A little bit of damage there. Yeah, a little bit of damage. He said that's a big damn piece of lumber right there. Okay, see, here we go. This is the kind of stuff I look for. See, this is an SOS return. You see that? Was $21.37. Now it's $1,000. See? Look at that. That's huge, man. Oh, shit, somebody see? Everybody's getting smart, sold, paid for. Damn. I mean, I don't have no use for it. But see, this is more than 50% off on this one. So that's pretty cool. This looks like what I have in my townhome. Mine's a little wider than that. That's a small one. See? Do not move. See, look at this. This is some other stuff. This is that vapor barrier fabric. This stuff is expensive. Hell. Everything is expensive. People are looking at me while I'm filming. You know, I try my best not to get them in the video, but this is how I've been doing this for years. I always come to the back of the store and I just basically whine and complain until somebody gives me a deal. You know, I try to find a little boo-boo somewhere and say, oh, come on, man, come on, man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But all right, it doesn't look like anything else is back here, so I think that's the end of the tour. All right, now I'm going to show you a place where you can get deals on. This is just for your own information, especially at this particular Lowe's store here. They always have a corner in the back of the store that sells odd and end stuff. Let's go back here real quick. And I'm telling you, there's some deals there. Let's go. Man, I know this store like the back of my hand. I could be an inventory clerk. I know where everything is. Okay, here we go. All right, you always come back here And this is where they have sales items, okay? Oh, this is a new one. They're starting to sell these here too. Nice. Okay. Normally 35 bucks, now it's $8 a can. And it's called board lock, so I mean stuff I don't use. But you can see all the sale prices, see? And then carpeting, you always can find deals on carpeting here. All kinds of hardwood flooring. There we go. $6. Okay. See, all different kinds. But if you can find enough to do a project, this is how you find flooring. Lawnmowers, they got a bunch of lawnmowers on sale. We're trying to sell them. Okay. A dryer was $6.69, and they don't have a price on what it is now, but it's probably 400 bucks. Hot water heater was 12, now it's 9. Look at this. 37.77, now it's 18.89 for a stackable oven. And then these are your great values, under $200, under $300, under 50 bucks, and then under 15 bucks. So there you go. Actually, they've got a lot less back here than they normally do. They usually have tons of appliances here all the time. Yep, I always have tons of appliances. Being that this place is right across the street from my house, I come over here all the time just because of my normal working schedule, buying stuff. And then I'm always checking, like I said, I always check the back. You never know. Because it's that one time you run into a great deal and you think, oh, geez, you know, you may not be able to use it now, but it's something you can use in the future, and if you have a place to store it, then buy it. Especially with inflation the way it is, you know, hell, just buy what you can and get a deal on it, you know, and then stockpile it. Because when it comes to materials, you always want to stockpile materials. All right, let's make an exit from this place. Typical Saturday around here. And remember, Raleigh's the #1 residential housing boom in the United States right now. So, traffic is everywhere, man. Sweet. I tell you what, insulation has gone expensive too, but in reality it's no worse than it usually is. I mean, 50, 60 bucks for a roll of this stuff. Okay. All right. We've seen all we need to see. So the next thing I'm going to do is go look at buildings, because someone did comment on the video from yesterday. Am I going to put a regular building? Because the slab, if it's a slab, I can put a steel building up and not have to have. Remember, we don't have a frost line in North Carolina. We don't freeze here. So, but you still need footings from the natural grade of the soil, of the dirt, where you're building your form, that goes into the ground at least 6 to 12 inches, and rebar it in concrete so you have an outer perimeter footing that's strong, can hold the weight. But I'm not putting any weight in there. The only thing that's going to be parked in there, really, I mean, of any weight of any type, is going to be the Sprinter van. Oh, excuse me.
Give it a rub here.
And they were wrong on the weather again. This I'm gonna pull out. I'll try to avoid hitting you. I don't want to hit these people that had their stack of lumber literally right beside the van. Okay. Like I said, today was supposed to be raining all day long, and obviously it's not. So let me pull out of here without hitting these people. Hold on. There we go. Like I said, this place, Lowe's, stays busy, man. We're actually more busy here than Home Depot across the street. Everybody just likes the store. Hot dog vendor, he does really good here, man. $5 a hot dog. Oh, it's lawnmower season. Everybody's gonna have to start cutting grass in about a month or so. And more stuff over there. And the garden center. This place is pretty big. Standard Lowe's, but you know, I mean, the one thing about this store here, it got one of the better ratings as far as business and volume of business. So it really is doing well here. I seen this store when there was hardly any inventory whatsoever, and now this place is packed with stuff. So I think the whole supply chain thing is over with as far as problems there, and you know, that's pretty much it. Now, this is up in Wake Forest. So this is going towards Henderson. Up here on the right, a couple of miles, there's this one shed place that I go to, but you know, I'll be honest with you, it's really hard to talk to anybody there because they're strictly a Monday through Friday operation. The sales staff is never there on Saturday. They're just never there. And again, this whole thing with the building and the slab, and remember, the big thing is code. Is that if I put a slab there, it's gotta be in code. So that's another consideration that we're gonna have to pull a permit. We're gonna have to pull a permit for it. You know, that's the one thing I told myself. That's the one thing I told myself I really, really don't want to do. But unfortunately, I'm trying to figure my way around that without breaking any laws, obviously, or creating any problems for myself down the road. So that's kind of where I'm at with that part of it, is the legal. There's some legal aspects to it too, because once you lay a slab, guess what? You better have a permit and make sure that you're not building something too big. Because if you build something too big and you're going to put a building on it, then guess what? Your taxes go up. There's going to be an appraisal, a reassessment of the property, and you're going to have a higher tax bill. So I know I'm beating this subject up a lot because of this thing, but you know, considering that the market here is so hot in Raleigh and Durham and Orange County, investing in any kind of structure, land structure, parking, storage, workspace, anything like that becomes a valuable asset to you in the future, because the economy here just doesn't stop. I mean, they're building everywhere. This has all popped up in the last year. And I mean, it's everywhere. The construction is everywhere. I wonder if there's a law against videoing while driving. There probably is. I know you can't text and drive, but what about video and driving? I'm all over the damn road. But I'm already in Franklin County. I already gone over out of Wake County. This is, like I said, I live in the north side of the city, the very north side. Let's see, we're almost up there. And this is where you can rent all your equipment, Triad rental equipment, right there. And Raleigh, the city itself, man, is exploding. And they just opened this up, a brand new trailer place right there. More brand new neighborhood down there. And we're coming up to it. We're coming up to it. Let me pull over here. Let me get into the other lane. Make sure this car behind me don't hit me. Now this is the place I went to that's got this one bay building back there. This is new too, and you can see it in the background with the red roof on it back there. See it? The tall one? And there's my buddy Mark Sabone, the state trooper. Okay, Youngsville. This is heading towards Youngsville. And you'll see, here we are. Okay. Let's go up into the parking lot. on something, and I want your opinion on it, okay? So you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Hold on, let me get my keys. All my crap here. Okay, this is too small. Now this, you can just nail it right into the ground, big stakes, and you've got a shelter for 2 cars, okay? But they've got a bigger one, a much bigger one. And I want your opinion on it, because this next one can be designed anyway. All right, these are their little enclosed ones, which are not half bad, but they're too small. I mean, it's a decent little shop. I think I may have did a video of this before, of this gray one here. See? This gray one has got the wrong, I think, if I'm not mistaken, see, this is standard stuff here. Gravel floor, you know, big steel tubing construction, very basic, nothing fancy whatsoever. And then once you put something like this up on a gravel floor, you can get by with code. Because see, this is considered a shed or a steel garage, right? You don't have to have a permit. You do not have to have a permit to put up a structure just like this, as long as you have this kind of floor. Now this one here, like I said, is just misconfigured as far as I'm concerned, because really it's pretty cool, but the bay doors are too short. Okay, they're too short for what I want, because you can't get the Sprinter in here. But now if you had this building, and see, this has got the insulation in it. If you had this building and you had a 12-foot door right there, or a 10-foot door right there, this would be perfect, width-wise, space-wise. And to give you a footprint of this particular one here, this is about within certain limits, as far as a couple foot here and a couple foot there, the footprint of my pad. But the wrong angle, the doors are on the wrong side. If I can get this without the double doors and have one big door put here, a big wide one, see? Just one big roll-up door, just a couple of windows on the back, on either side in the back. And then this door here mounted on this side over here. So this would be a good size footprint for a shop. And then the flooring is a whole different ball game, okay? Because if I put a slab, guess what? That building has got to be inspected, and it's going to have to be checked by the county. When you lay that slab, that boils down to permit. Or I do this. Now this, to me, makes a lot of sense. Huge. Go ahead and do it just like this. This big open space. And have the back enclosed, the front open, and it'd be perfect for parking. I mean, absolutely perfect. And the reason I like this one here is look at the construction, man. Now that's some strong ass bracing. See, this is what I'm looking for. You see how they constructed this? Look at the trusses up there. And this has only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trusses. The purlins, the side bracing is just minimal. See? Now look at the equipment they put in here. Now the one thing I did notice, that this width, the depth of it, if there was one more panel, it would be even better. But even this would work. This would work. And the one thing cool about something like this is, even if you buy this, let's just say we buy this, okay? I don't know what the cost is, because every time I come up here on a Saturday, they're not here. So I can't get the price of this one. I mean, I could if I forced the issue. But let's say this, let's just say for argument's sake, this is $12,000, $14,000 as it sits. I could take this entire back wall and frame it out in wood and pretty much enclose it myself. This would be an easy project, okay? Easy project. And you see they're on a packed silt floor. Yeah, it's muddy. Yeah, it's all that. But when you put enough rock, if you put enough rock over here and build it up and pack it and constantly pack it, this turns as hard as concrete. Not like concrete, but it is no permit required. That's the beauty of it. And you see how they do it? They put these big hurricane anchors in there. They have a bunch of free deck screws. And then they just put little blocks under it to level it as they need it, and also to keep it off the ground. Because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want this on the ground. Even though it's galvanized steel, it'll still, it'll still rust, and you don't want that. So you just put those little small shim blocks under it, get up off the ground, and boom, you're in business. And then the rest of it is, if you want to insulate it, you can insulate it, because there's enough thickness here that you can create any kind of, wall system that you want. Especially with this overlap. This overlap is pretty cool. That means you can do a buildup in here this wide, and then put your sheathing, whatever, paneling, whatever you want on this. And then just over time, button the inside up. It takes some time, but no big deal. It's just another project, right? And that's just completely out of the question, even though it looks like a barn. But yeah, I even like the colors, the burgundy and the gray, but I would take burgundy and green, just because I like green. The gray looks pretty cool, but like I said, that's just a regular old building. Okay, let's see what we got going on. It looks like we got this guy trying to measure his truck inside this building here, and it's just not deep enough. Check this out. He's testing it out, seeing if it works. A lot of trucks still sitting out on the. Look at this. And he's just about come to the end of it. Shit. I don't think that building's big enough for that truck. But anyway. Oh, look, it's starting to sprinkle. But yeah, that burgundy one, that's the way to go. Okay. This video is long enough, and that's where I'm at right now with this whole project is it's not a matter of spending money and getting exactly what I want and building this big old beautiful shop, you know, that would cost me a minimum of $40,000. Because I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, a lot of cost analysis of putting together an entire, you know, shed, a shop, concrete versus gravel, permitted versus non-permitted buildings. And remember, I'm a registered hobby farm. So for me, long-term taxes and everything like that, you know, property taxes, I always have to keep it in consideration. And I know I'm burning this subject up because this is the way I like to always shop for everything, is that I slice and dice all the facts and information. Then I decide whether or not it's beneficial to me long term, and is the final product or the final thing beneficial to me financially, and also is it going to benefit me in the long run, or am I cheating myself by cheating myself out of getting exactly what I want? But throwing 40, 50,000 at a shop out there in Efland, to me, is just, it's overpriced out of a reasonable expectation of what I'm going to use it for. Maybe that's the best way to put this. It goes beyond my expectation of reasonability as far as what I really want. But if, like I said, if we can get this big burgundy structure here, you know, then the size of it would equate, as long as I can get the pricing right, to whether or not it's basically makes sense, common sense. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here and see if I can rustle up somebody inside and give me a price on that building. Talk to you guys tonight.